Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. And this is our morning meditation. I'm Barbara Kane, a licensed spiritual practitioner with the center, and I'm going to do a reading from 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, and then we'll have a silent meditation for about 15 minutes, and then I'll do another reading to pray us out. Today, I sing life's song of joy. You are part of the universal mind, one with the universal substance. You live, move, and have your being in pure spirit. All the wealth, the power, and the goodness of this spirit exist at the center of your being. You experience this good in such degrees as you accept, believe in, and feel it. As you enter into life, feeling the divine presence in everything more and more, you will hear a song of joy singing at the center of your being. You have only to be still and listen to this song of life, for it is always there. And now let's close our eyes and take a deep breath and recognize this song of joy, the song of life within us. And now we'll meditate silently for a few minutes. I invite you now to start bringing your attention back into your bodies and into the room, and just wiggle your fingers and your toes and take a breath. And now, a prayer to end our meditation. Through my consciousness of love, which is the very essence of goodness, I transform any apparent imperfection into the perfect idea of true being. I am knowing people as God knows them. I am seeing everything as God must see it. His law of love is written in my mind and felt in my heart. I see God everywhere, and so it is. Thank you for joining us for this meditation this morning, and please join us at 10:15 for our regular service.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for
let there be love. I am a stand for love, let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand up for joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
I've spent so much time thinking about all the things I'm not, ignoring my own gifts for the things I haven't got. So much pain, so many years, convinced I'm not enough. You know it's tough to see the light when shadows fall. I've been burdened by my history, carrying my past. It's time to let it fall away and live my life at last. What if I could say goodbye to the lies of yesterday? What if I decide to let it go? What if now I start to be the one I'm meant to be? What if now I begin to shine my light? What if today is the
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday celebration of the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Carol Cross. I'm one of the licensed practitioners at the Triangle Center, and my pronouns are she and her. I am standing in this week for our beloved Reverend Dusty, who is taking a well-deserved vacation, but she'll be back soon. So if this is your first time with the Triangle Center, first of all, I say make sure you come back and have the full experience with our Reverend Dusty. But our center is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. So Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life. A global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home of a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with that which is greater than ourselves. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives into being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually works for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. And you are welcome here no matter where you are in your spiritual journey. So I have a couple of special announcements. Number one is our meditation retreat 2025. The theme is keeping your center in challenging times, finding peace, joy, and serenity amidst conflict. So, would you like to Would you like more tools to bridge the gap between your daily human life and your eternal spiritual self? Would you like more practice in staying grounded during turbulent moments? Would you like to refresh your soul in a natural setting? If you answered yes to any of these questions, please consider joining us as we raise our individual and collective vibrations through meditation, art, science, music, contemplation, processes, and community in a natural healing environment. Our annual retreat is shifting to meet the needs of today, offering new sessions within a relevant context. It will still be deep and engaging and sacred. There will be more time than ever before for collective meditation, individual contemplation, relaxation, and bonding. It will still be held at the beautiful St. Francis Springs Prayer and Retreat Center in Stoneville, North Carolina. The retreat will be held from 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, September 5th, through 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, September 7th. The cost is $375 for a double room or $475 for a single room. That cost includes room, meals, and the retreat itself. You can register with just $50 deposit, but please do so before Sunday, August 10th, or by Sunday, August 10th, through our website at trianglecsl.org. Also, we've got a special treat for August. This month, our special Sunday service, which will be on August 24th, will be a community outing to the Self-Realization Fellowship Raleigh Meditation Group. The Self-Realization Fellowship was founded in 1920 by Paramahasa Yogananda to disseminate Kriya Yoga, a definite scientific technique for attaining direct personal experience of God. Through its worldwide service and teaching, Self-Realization Fellowship seeks to awaken a greater understanding of the harmony underlying all true religions and a fuller expression of the love that unites all people when they realize their oneness in spirit. Self-registration is required, so please register at info@trianglecsl.org and you will get the specific details. So please consider joining us for this enlightening experience. Okay, I am also standing in for our beloved Sean Shockey. So we also have sort of some other announcements that Sean usually delivers so beautifully. But just imagine me as a gorgeous black man, and we'll forge ahead. So we have our Gourmets for God, which is a unique community builder and fundraiser for our center. The events are created and hosted by TCSL people. They involve inspired meals and other activities of all kinds. They can be simple or elaborate, and hosts can sponsor more than one. So I know there's been a lot going on with our center recently. So things have kind of slipped by for some of us. So if you've been meaning to get it together, but you haven't, we have extended the host registration until Sunday, August the 10th. So once your potential dates are determined and your plans are fully developed, please fill out a host registration form. The forms are available on the Wednesday newsletter or on our website. So, and you got to fill out a different form for each event you plan to host. So to avoid scheduling conflicts, please secure your event date now. If you want to check a date, potential date, you contact Heather at info@trianglecsl.org. Then, throughout August, we will facilitate a silent auction. The silent auction begins on Sunday, August 11th, and ends on Sunday, August 31st. So you've probably done silent auctions before, but usually you're bidding to be the sole winner of an event, but not in Gourmets for God. In Gourmets for God, you're bidding for a seat at an event. So if the event holds 6 people, then you're bidding for one of the 6 seats. Anyone can bid, and there is no limit to how many events you can bid for. And you do not have to be a TCSL member to participate. So, maybe think of bidding for two and bringing a friend who has no experience with us. And then the events will be held from September 13th through December 13th. So be on the lookout for more information through our constant contact. Then I want to be clear about what we have going on in August. Next week, August 10th, will be like today. It will be online only. Meditation at 9:45 and the service at 10:15. August 17th, we will be in person at the 4 Points at Sheraton. Meditation 9:45, service at 10:15. But afterwards, we will have a potluck lunch bunch to celebrate our August birthday people. Then August 24th is the community visit to the Self-Realization Fellowship. So again, please RSVP at info@trianglecsl.org to get the details about that. And then August 31st, we're going to have a special service experience, and we'll let you know what that is at a later date. All right, so do you ever one of those weeks where you're like, I can't wait until Sunday to get myself back on track? Or maybe you're just somebody who loves to experience spirit on a daily basis. Either way, I hope that you will join us for our Wednesday evening services. The evening is called The Wednesday Experience, a look at life through meditation, musings, metaphysics, and magic. It really is a wonderful opportunity to come together, deepen our practice with one another, have our voice be heard, and hear inspiring shares by like-minded people. The service will be held on Zoom from 7 to 8:15. So, hope to see you there. All right, before I move on, I would like to thank Barbara Kane for the lovely meditation about song and love and spirit. And that creates the container in which our service unfolds. So thank you, Babs, and let's please welcome her back as our platform host of the day.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to see you here this morning. And what a wonderful start to our week. So the theme for the year 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Our theme for the month of August is On the Wings of Love. And Reverend Kris Alexander's message today is Launch of Love. And let's see. Now we're going to have the blessings of all people, and Reverend Dusty and Carol Cross will be assisting with that.
Please welcome our beloved Carol Cross, who will be assisting us this morning with our blessing of all people. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way, as represented by this sermon. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, You are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are a straight, cisgendered man or woman, or identify with the LGBTQ plus community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side or toward the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country or came from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are married or single or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you very much, Carol.
And now I invite you all to join me in closing your outer eyes as I speak a blessing on our service today. I know that the loving presence of Spirit, of God, of joy, is always closer to me than my very breath. I have nothing to fear. I feel this loving protection around me and around this congregation. I speak a blessing on all the wonderful volunteers who have donated their time, their presence, and their love to our center. I speak a blessing on Reverend Kris Alexander as she brings her beautiful message today. I speak a blessing on Karen Daly as she shares with us her beautiful gift of song. And I speak a blessing on our congregation, knowing that we all exist in the light of love. And so this morning, this day, we move forward with joy. And I release my word into the law of love, the law that only ever says yes, and so it is. Today's reading is by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He says, "Power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love." And so it is. And now I want to introduce you all to the most amazingly talented Karen Daly.
Thank you so much, Babs. I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I have to eat. And I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, well, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. don't you think it's time? Well, don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand. It's love and only love can join the tribes of man. And I would give my heart's desire just so you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Well, don't you think it's time? 'Cause when we stand together, well, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, yeah, anything. Keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Well, don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Well, don't you think it's time?
Thank you so much, Karen. So beautiful. And the thing about Karen is that she doesn't just perform these songs, she lives them. I know I've stood with her on many occasions as we made miracles together. So thank you so much, Karen, for setting off this part of our service. All right, so many of you who are in our Triangle Center community know Reverend Kris Alexander because we consider her one of our extended TCSL family members. But I believe this is the first time she's done the Sunday talk for us, so that is going to be so cool. So for those of you who don't know her as well, I will read her official bio, which is oh so impressive. So Reverend Kris Alexander is an ordained minister of Centers for Spiritual Living, where she serves as the Global Themes Coordinator and Curricular Development for our national office. She is also the Chief Learning Officer for Circles USA, a national nonprofit dedicated to eradicating poverty through community building. She specializes in designing impactful learning experiences that foster growth and evolution for individuals and communities. Rooted in her belief in the fundamental rights of all life: freedom, love, respect, equity, safety, justice, and the opportunity to find meaning and purpose, her work reflects a deep commitment to education and community building. Authenticity and curiosity serve as the foundation of Reverend Kris's ministry and guiding values in life. She nurtures genuine connections and cultivates brave spaces where truth and wholeness can flourish. Her dedication to meaningful community empowers her to engage in challenging, generative conversations that inspire creativity and transformative change. So that's a great kickoff to Reverend Alexander's talk. Let's give her a big welcome.
I am so excited to be here with y'all this morning to talk about the month of August, where we are flying on the wings of love. And today I want to talk about a launch of love. And I've really been thinking about all of the different ways that we can approach this idea of love, because in the big picture, it's all love, right? We sing the songs, there's only love. We talk about how God is love. We understand and recognize that from this sort of overarching oneness experience, love is the only thing that's going on. And that's wonderful and that's beautiful that we use this idea of love as a synonym for oneness or God or spirit or source, that love is it. Love is the essence. It's beautiful. I love that. Love that. And here's the challenge, is that when we believe that everything is love and it's all God and it's all good, then there's this sort of mental idea of, oh, done. I don't need to do anything then because it's all already love. And I think that can get really problematic because, yes, of course, it is all love. However, when we use love in this way, as another word for God, then we're using it as a noun. And when it's a noun, it's just a static thing, like the microphone that I'm talking into, or my cell phone, or my computer, whatever it may be. But the reality is that love is not a noun, it's a verb. And so when we say God is love, what we're actually saying is that God is a verb. And I think that that's accurate because God is everything, and there is a lot of action happening in the universe. The universe is not a static, changeless place. The universe is ever changing, ever expanding, ever evolving and shifting and growing. And so are we, and therefore so is God, even as it is the underlying changeless thing. It is also all of the things that are changing. And therefore, love is a verb, it's an action. It requires us to move in it and to do something. And the reality is that because we are the individualized expressions of God, that we are how God expresses itself. It doesn't have another way to show up as God, spirit, source, except through the creation of itself through itself, right? That's how we are co-creators with spirit, because we are how God chooses to show up and express itself. And in fact, God can't fully express itself as God without us. We are necessary. Every single person, every single cell within that person, every single atom on this planet, all of the plants and animals, the rocks, the desks, the water, the soil, the ground, the rocks, all of it is necessary for God to be God. Because if any single thing did not exist as it is, then God would not be infinite and the whole thing would poof out of existence. Thomas Troward says, this is paraphrased, basically, that the infinite must be infinite, because if the infinite became finite, or if the infinite was finite, then the entire system, all of the laws and principles and everything that we believe would not be possible. Everything that we know to be true would not be possible, and the whole thing would poof out of existence. So the very fact that you haven't poofed, I haven't poofed, we're here now, means that God is infinite. And in that infinity is required all of us. It's required the action and the volition and the changeless and the changing and the evolution and the involution and all of it. We are needed for God to express the love that it is. And I think that that's really beautiful. I love that, again, because it reminds me that I don't get to just wake up in the morning and do my spiritual treatment and say, oh, God is all there is, and God is love, and therefore I am that too, and I am love, and I can just go on my merry way, and I don't have to think about anything or do anything. No, I am the only way that God can be its full God, infinite, eternal self. And therefore, my actions matter. My decisions matter. The way that I choose to love in the world matters. So, with this definition of love, with this understanding of love as a verb that is required for us to step into action, to fully express our God self, and for God to fully express itself, how do we do that? Because all of a sudden it gets a little more complicated than just saying, oh, God is love, right? So the first place I want to start is the easiest place, and that's expressing love at home. And by home, I mean our community, our sphere of influence, the people around us. And this may be your biological family. It may be your chosen family. It may be your friends and community. It may be your spiritual community, the people that you come into connection with, because we all believe these ideas of religious science or science of mind. It could be your pets, or maybe even acquaintances. Maybe you just really have this sort of love thing down, and everyone you come in contact with, you're just really able to recognize the God in them and love them as that verb action. And so I feel like this space, this expressing love at home, is probably the easiest place for us to understand it. And so, how do we say, I love you? Sometimes we say it. Sometimes we say, I love you. Sometimes it's a kiss, or sometimes it's, some form of intimacy, or one of the 5 love languages, if that's something that you resonate with. But actually, there's not just 5 love languages. There's actually infinite love languages, because each and every one of us says, I love you differently, and we say it differently to different people. So, for instance, my spouse, Reverend Ryan Alexander, who many of you know well, I say I love you to them by taking the dog out at night. And they say I love you to me by taking the dog out in the morning, because they're not really a night owl and I'm not really a morning person, right? And yesterday they said I love you to me in the most beautiful way. They were in a meeting that they were facilitating, and there was this double rainbow outside the window, and they stopped the meeting to come get me and tell me to go look at it, because they knew that double rainbow would be important to me, that would be something that I would want to see and experience myself. And yes, it was so magical. I took about 1 million pictures, right? But even more magical than that double rainbow was the knowledge that my spouse loved me enough to stop what they were doing, to stop a meeting, a public meeting, to come get me, to show me that double rainbow. And so the wonder and the awe of that double rainbow was actually less than the wonder and the awe of how much I'm loved by my spouse. Or I know that they love to make their coffee in a clean, wiped down kitchen. And so before bed, I'll do the dishes and wipe all the counters down and prep their French press and make sure that their rechargeable coffee mug is on its charger so that when they wake up in the morning, they see that I love them. That is what it means to have love as a verb at home. It's going to look different for everyone, right? The way that my spouse, that Ryan says I love you to me, is different than the way I say I love you to them. And it's a combination of who we each are, and it's a combination of who the other person is. And so there's infinite love languages. Maybe they fit into 5 buckets, maybe they fit into 15 buckets, but there's infinite ways to say I love you. And when I say I love you, notice that that is a verb, that is an action. We are doing things so that the other person recognizes and knows, oh my goodness, I am loved. So that's love at home. Let's move to a slightly more challenging one. How do we say I love you to ourselves? How do we express love to ourselves? And I think this one can get a little more challenging because sometimes in our society, I think we have this idea that we need to make sure that everybody else comes first. And if we put ourselves first, we're somehow being selfish. But none of that is true. If you have that mentality of if I put myself first, I'm being selfish, set that aside. That's not accurate. Actually, when you put yourself first, what you're doing is you're saying I love you to you. And no matter how many people you have around you, no matter how long they've been around you, no matter if you expect them to be around you for the rest of your life, the reality is the only person that you can count on to be with you through every single moment of your whole entire life is you. That's it. That's the only person you can count on to be there for every moment. And regardless of whether the people around you want to be with you for every moment of your life, that's not a decision that they get to make or you get to make, right? And so we are the only person that can express love to ourselves literally every minute of every day for our whole entire lives. And so we do that by putting ourselves first, by having that self-care. And the way I like to look at it is that we put our own needs ahead of other people's wants and needs. And then we maybe put other people's needs ahead of some of our wants, but we put our wants and needs ahead of other people's wants, right? So there's a hierarchy. Of course, we care about other people. We love other people. We do things for them. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. And at the heart of it, our own needs come first. And that's saying I love you. That's not being selfish. And so we set healthy boundaries. We say no when it's ours to say no. We say yes when it's ours to say yes. We practice self-care. And yes, self-care can look like, fancy bubble baths or getting a massage. But self-care also looks like doing the things that we need to do to feel really good in our bodies. So it might be moving our bodies or eating a vegetable every now and then, right? Whatever feels good in our bodies. Sometimes self-care is getting that milkshake because it's brain food. It helps our mind. It provides dopamine. So self-care is balance and moderation and learning about yourself. It's self-awareness and deep understanding of what works for you as the individualized expression of God that you are. It means looking back over our lives and recognizing where our personal trauma or unhealed hurts or past icky spots are and working to heal those. It means going to therapy and finding a job that we love or at least tolerate. It means taking mental health days sometimes, and other days it means pushing through so that we can have the outcome that we want to have. It means setting goals and having grace. It means being flexible and really knowing ourselves so that we can be firm where we need to be. So we express love to ourselves. And once again, it's a verb. It's a lifelong process. Because I know for me, I can think of times where I didn't put my own needs first and where I wasn't expressing love to myself in the way that I was asking for it. And so, of course, I was still love as a noun because that's all there is. And yet, that action love, that verb love, was missing. And that's okay. It's just information. It's a way for me to recognize, where I need to step up and do something different the next time. It's not a bad thing. It's just a recognition, a knowingness so that I can choose something different the next time something like that happens. So, we've now covered love with the people around us that are easy to love because we automatically love them. We've covered love for ourselves, which I think is one step harder, but in Science of Mind, I think on the spiritual journey, we're all working towards that. So now I want to talk about expressing love into the world. So this bigger, more eyes open love. And I think this might be the most challenging because we don't get others, right? It's really easy to get the people that are closest to us that we've cultivated and brought into our space because they're like us. They believe the same things. Maybe they eat the same foods. They come from the same backgrounds, the same society. We have some common grounds. But when we get really big, when we start looking at the people who are so radically different from us that we don't even know what their daily life might look like, it gets harder to say, I love you. Maybe we can actually say, I love you, but how do we act in that love? How do we say, I love you as a verb when we don't know what they need, what love may look like? And this really is where that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quote comes in that you heard earlier in the service. And I want to read it again because I think it's really profound. So Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love." So as you can see, all of it comes back to love. It's power and love, justice and love. It's always love. Love is at the heart of everything. It is the way that God loves itself as and through us. And yet, when I look out into the world in this moment, I am seeing, and I'm sure if you think about it, you're probably seeing a lot of power without love and love without power. So what we're seeing is the corridors of power, the people who are in leadership in our world are acting reckless and abusively and harming a lot of people on the planet. And love without power is kind of what we do when we say that God is all there is and God is love, and we treat love as a noun, because it becomes sentimental and anemic, right? There's no action there. There's no work to be done. We aren't actually figuring out how to express that love, how to act in love for one another. And so that is why that love as a verb is so necessary. What we need is power at its best, which is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best, which is power correcting everything that stands against love. And so that's really what we're being called to do, is to bring love as a verb, as an action, into our power and our justice. I'm going to say that again. What we are being called to do is to bring love as a verb, as an action, into our justice work and our power work. And we need to be asking the question of, how do we do that? And what is mine to do so that that can be fully realized into our world? So what is mine to do, and how? How do we do that? And the how is going to probably be a big picture thing that takes a lot of people all performing or doing or acting on their individual what is mine to do. Because it's time that we practice unarmed truth and unapologetic love to the people who need it most, the people who are being abused by power that is not operating from that action of love, from the people that justice is not being just because it's not correcting everything that stands against love. We get to bring love into these systems, these corridors of power that are currently operating in our world. And to do that, we get to act, because love is an action. And so what is mine to do? I'm going to give you just a couple of big picture things, because I can't tell you what is yours to do. It's going to be different for every single individual, just like there are infinite ways to express and say, I love you to ourselves and to the people around us and closest to us that we love. There are infinite ways to tell the world to say, I love you through our actions as well. So you get to decide what yours to do is. But I'm going to give you a couple of things that are definitely going to happen when you start asking this question and you start showing up with love as your action. You're going to get uncomfortable. It's going to be challenging, because it's hard to love the whole world when we don't even really understand what that means. So just be prepared. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a little sucky at times. And that's okay. That's actually, if you're like, oh, this is just, it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. That's how you know you're doing it right, because it means that you're a step outside of your comfort zone. And that is the sweet spot where love can really show up through you and as you. And then be willing to make mistakes in the name of love. So when we are showing up and loving each other, it's going to get messy, especially when we're loving people who are so radically different from us that we don't exactly know how they want to be loved, what actions we need to take to love them. And so we're going to probably make some mistakes. We're going to step on some toes. And this is going to go both directions. We're going to get our toes stepped on. And when that happens, not if, when that happens, it's our job to just stop and take a breath and try again. Apologize and try again. Unapologetic love, but apologetic mistakes, right? And so be like, you know what? I was trying to love you. I'm sorry. I didn't do that in a way that works for you. What does love look like for you? How can I love you? Next, you want to find your niche because there are infinite ways to love the world and each other. What's your way of loving the world? What's your niche? What is yours to do? Maybe it's loving children or loving queer folks or loving animals or the environment or the people in Gaza or Syria or people experiencing poverty in America or the people who are being deported or undocumented folks or the children that are being held in detention centers and concentration camps in our country. What is your niche? Who are you being called to love? Just look around, spend some time looking around to everything that is going on in the world. And the thing that pulls at your heartstrings, the thing that makes you so angry you can barely look at it, that's it. That is yours to do because anger is a tool of love. When used properly, that righteous anger, that, oh my goodness, this is not acting in love. That is your key. That is your compass to know what your niche is. And then finally, tell the truth. Tell the truth. I think sometimes we get so caught up in not wanting to be uncomfortable or make mistakes or make somebody else uncomfortable or say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing or push somebody away, that we don't tell the truth and we just think, oh, I don't like that, or that's not working, or what is happening here? No, instead, we get to tell the truth unapologetically, unarmed truth and unapologetic love. Tell the truth about what is happening and what is being called for, what love, what action is being called for in that moment. Cornel West says, justice is what love looks like in public. And in order to discover true justice, we have to be willing to tell the truth. And he also says, he goes on to say, once truth and love are the primary values on a large scale, justice will finally follow, precisely because justice is what love looks like in public. So we get to bring love, bring truth to everything that is happening. And just in case you're like, no, we just need to stay in love, we just need to turn away from the condition, all of that, I want to tell you what Ernest Holmes said in A New Design for Living, which is one of his later books. So he had been thinking about this stuff for a while. It came after the Science of Mind textbook. And the thing about Ernest Holmes is that he was ever evolving and he called for us to evolve too. But I love this quote because it reminds us that love is an action. It's a verb. And so what Ernest Holmes says is the conditions about us are real, solid, tangible facts. We do not deny their reality. We acknowledge them all for what they appear to be to us. If we did not, we would be putting blinders over our eyes, denying the validity of our senses, and refusing to accept the logical process of reasoning of our minds. The world is real enough. We face it. We don't need to avoid it or kid ourselves about it. We accept it for what it is. But we don't have to stop there. Most people do. And there they sit with a sense of complete helplessness and of the fruitlessness of struggle. This we are not going to do any longer. Ernest Holmes got it. He knew on some level where we were going to be in this moment, and he is calling us to action. He is calling us to bring love to our power work, to our justice work, to our truth work. And when we do that, when we show up with love as the action, as the verb, then we are launching into love. We are becoming love. We are expressing God as love. Thank you.
Wow, what a fabulous expression. So let's tie that together by going within for a minute. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths. And in this moment, I feel so in touch with my heart, which is where I personify or embody this God quality of love, this God beingness of awe, love. And that's the way it's feeling to me right now, is that my heart is not like, that little red thing with curves and a point. That my heart is actually a giant disco ball, and that it is reflecting that power, that presence, that spirit of love as an action, as a light, as a wave, and bouncing it off in a zillion different ways, because love needs to look what's appropriate for each person, for each moment, for each being, for each situation. And that requires me to revolve and to shift and to change and to be willing to feel uncomfortable, to be willing not just to do the things that I know that the people I know that I love, that not just doing those things that are easy and comfortable for me, for the circle that I feel safe and comfortable within. That me as God needs to go beyond that, because spirit is always expanding, always evolving, and does that through me. Does it through me loving in the world. And that is an beautiful, inspiring reminder of truth, of who and what I am, and who and what I came to this planet, in this body, in this impermanent container, to do during the period of physical time that I'm available to use this persona. And so this inspires me to want to get out there and be an active force of love, of good, of wisdom, of spirit, of joy in the world, but to be love, not to give love like a thing, to embody love. And because I know that we are all one, I know that this is what all of us are inspired to do from this presentation. And so, what I know is that our days going forth of this, we are just going to be out discovering how to be love in whole new ways that may not feel good, that may not feel easy, but that feel right when we go within. And oh my goodness, how glorious that will be. Not just for us, not just for our community, but for our planet, for our universe. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for these words of wisdom and inspiration from Reverend Alexander. I'm so grateful for these teachings that help me and help us all see the truth. I'm so grateful for this community that supports me in being the biggest, best, loving power on the planet. And I'm so grateful for all of the good that I know that will transpire from us approaching this world in this new, active, loving way. And so with a heart full of love and joy and excitement and connection and unity and positive expectations of how this will play out in our physical universe, I turn it over to the law that always says yes with our words, and so it is. Whew. All right. So now it is time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center of Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and others. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts the spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and contributes to the experience of sufficiency on the planet. So there are 3 ways that you can give. You can visit our website at www.trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to the following number, 919-629-9148, or you can mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. So I invite you to turn within while I speak a word of blessing on this offering. Knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all the ways we are abundant and to focus our attention on all this abundance by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this internal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you for your gift, and thank God for the gift of you. And so it is. All right, so our dessert from that wonderful talk by Reverend Alexander is another song from our beloved songstress, Karen Daly.
Thank you, Carol. The beautiful sermon. Stray bullet and a mama cries. Baby won't be coming home tonight. Sirens screaming down the avenue. Just another story on the evening news. Politics and prejudice how the hell it ever come to this. And everybody's gotta pick a side. Don't matter if you're wrong or right. But I believe you and me, we're brothers and sisters, and I believe we're meant to be here for one another, and we'll never fall if we walk hand in hand, put a world that seems broken together again. And I believe in the end, love wins. Sometimes it takes a lot of faith to keep believing there will come a day when the tears and the sadness, the pain and the hate, the struggle, this madness will all fade away. But love is power, love is a smile, love reaches out, it's the remedy. Yeah, love is the answer, it's an open door, and it's the only damn thing worth fighting for. And I believe you and me, we're brothers and sisters, and I believe we're meant to be here for one another, and we'll never fall if we walk hand in hand, put a world that seems broken together again. And I believe in the end, love wins. Love will, love can, love still, love wins. Love will, love can, love still, love wins. Love wins. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Thank you, Karen, for that most amazing, beautiful song. It always lifts me when I get to listen to your singing. It was beautiful. And now, in the comfort of your own home, please stand for our August 3rd affirmation. This is a call and response. Please repeat it with meaning. Knowing that God is love, I choose to expand my expression of love out into the world.
Knowing that God is love, I choose to expand my expression of love out in the world.
I begin by demonstrating that love starts within and radiates outward.
I begin by demonstrating that love starts within and radiates outward.
I do this through kindness, respect, acceptance, joy, and understanding.
I do this through kindness, respect, acceptance, joy, and understanding.
This sets the stage for deeper connections and a more compassionate world.
This sets the stage for deeper connections and a more compassionate world.
I am amazed by my journey in love today.
I am amazed by my journey in love today.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Now I invite you to close your outer eyes as I speak a benediction on our service this morning. What seemed a lofty and mystical ideal is now simply who you are. What was once your spiritual ceiling has become your spiritual floor. Towering above your head are infinite divine levels that are yet to be explored. There are levels of awakening, levels of consciousness that you have yet to glimpse. They await you now. You will climb to the next level when the current one no longer feels comfortable. When you reach each subsequent level, you will find spirit there, waiting for you. And so it is.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for just an amazing prayers and talks and music and community. So we love you all. We wish you a wonderful, fantastic week, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday night of the Wednesday Experience, and next Sunday we will have another one of our favorite guest speakers giving us a different take on this most important question about love. So have a great week. We love you.
Bye, everybody.